And a good Friday morning, everyone. We have the calm before the storm today with a big area of higher pressure that is bringing us beautiful conditions, and which should be a lovely, lovely day. Of course, this is the calm before the storm, and here's the storm. This is going to take a track, it looks like, toward the Ohio River Valley, and instead of east of the Great Lakes or through the Great Lakes, this is now going to make a right turn and track, and we're going to get a pressure jump. And what ends up happening is the parent area of low pressure will start to lose intensity. Meanwhile, back in the vicinity of Maryland or so, off the Delmarva coast, we're going to start to see a new area of low pressure, and this is going to track roughly right about to Long Island, and then take a track something like this, and then south of Nova Scotia. What this does is it puts basically the jackpot snowfalls, and especially starting out in southern Vermont and into central Vermont, and then gradually that's going to shift northward, as this whole combination of this system working on in will be all snow. And it does look like fairly pristine snow up until the time you get down around Bennington, maybe far southern Rutland County. You could see a little bit of sleet mixing in. We're also going to have, with this surface area of low pressure, the parent area of low pressure still involved. There's enough of a flow, a low-level jet, although it's diminishing, to interact with terrain. So we're looking at the central and especially the southern Green Mountains, seeing wind gusts in that sort of 40 to 50 mile per hour range. Fairly narrow geography, and it will be falling in conjunction with the heavier snowfall. Let's look at some of the modeling. Looking strictly at the European model, this is our storm system. Note that it is strictly all rain. In fact, a pretty good swath of severe weather associated with this, especially this frontal system. And what we're going to see is this run into colder air, of course, with this higher pressure and a much colder air mass to the north coming in off of Canada. 976 area of low pressure. That's pretty good. It's a pretty strong area of low pressure. And so what this is going to do is it's going to weaken as it heads north, and then we're going to start to see some bagginess in the pressure gradient, and that's going to form an area of low pressure then tracking along the coast. So here's how the setup works. There's the bagginess. This is valid at about 1 o'clock Saturday morning. Meanwhile, we're getting some pretty good snow in our neck of the woods, and then that snow, a little bit of sleet, as you can see, and then the pressure jump from here to off the coast, right there, boom, 988, and then that tracks along Long Island, vicinity of Cape Cod, and then it pulls away south and east. Meanwhile, there's plenty of leftover moisture here to interact with things kind of gradually winding on down through the afternoon hours on Saturday and then into Saturday evening. And then the last flakes basically during the overnight period, maybe a couple stray mountain flurries coming in off of Lake Champlain on Sunday, but a nice day setting up on Sunday as well. This is a 1 hour snowfall, and so as it moves on through using the European here, we see fairly light amounts spreading in, and this reaches our region roughly about 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock around the Barry-Montpelier area, for example, into Chittenden County. Meanwhile, it starts out in Bennington County and starts to coat area roads, somewhere around 8:30, 9. Anyway, that spreads, and you can see these heavier mesoscale bands where snowfall is greater than 1 inch amounts, and 1.5 inches in Bennington. That's roughly about, that's 2 o'clock in the morning. And you can see how these bands shift north, and this is a pretty good snowfall here, 1.8, 1.6, 1.7. Those bands shift to the north. This is valid now at, that would be 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. That would be, that's 6 in the morning. There's 7. So 4 to 7 is the time frame when it really comes down hot and heavy. And then it starts to, by 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, it's below 1 inch amounts, but still falling moderate at times. And then things begin to diminish. This is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon Saturday. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, 9, 10, 11, midnight tonight, tomorrow night, and then finally that decreases. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.